For cheap and reliable MT, head over to aoa.com and use coupon code JACOB for 3% off.
What is going down, everybody? It's Unbeatable Jacob. Whether you hate it or love it, I don't really care. There are 20 LeBron James cards in NBA 2K21 My Team. So, no better time than now to go ahead and rank them in a tier list style. I don't really know what to expect on this. I'm going to go ahead and rank them based off of how good they were for their time, because there's no point to rate them how good they are now, because it's pretty much like ascending from the newest one will be relatively better than the last. But that wasn't the case for all these LeBrons this year. Some of them came out later than others despite being worse, and we'll get to that. So starting off the list is Pink Diamond Possessed LeBron. He was good for his time for sure. He was super expensive because he walked in for 3 Hoff badges, which were really important at that stage in the game. It was Hoff, Clamps, and Intimidator. So he was really expensive and pretty unobtainable. I'm gonna put him like B, mostly based off the fact that he wasn't able to really shoot that well, and he was super expensive. And at that point in time, he was definitely the best power forward or small forward for like a brief minute, but better cards came pretty quickly after. This free agent LeBron, I don't remember what he came from. He's just gonna have to go D tier. It's a free agent card. I mean, not much more to say there. Here we got Emerald LeBron. Season of Giving 3. They had like a bunch of like random all-time great Emerald cards come out. I know Kobe and Jordan got one too. This might be the only LeBron on this list that has the young LeBron player model. I'm not even quite sure. I'd have to check. Matter of fact, I don't think I have the card, or else I would. But if it is, he should get moved up a few tiers just for that, because they sleep on that player model, the skinnier one. I think it'd even be better on next gen. But I mean, I can't put him higher than D. The card was pretty terrible, honestly. For the time. I mean, it was an Emerald card. He would have been bad on day one. And now we got another Season of Giving. This one was the Ruby one. I mean, at this point in time, the Pink Diamond one was already out, so he was just like a substitute, used in some limited lineups, maybe even to this day if there's a lot of restrictions that, you know, make you use Ruby, but I can't put him higher than D. Okay, now we're getting to a good card here. Now we're getting to a good card. I gotta move him. Is he S or A? Possessed LeBron was super good. First LeBron James to be able to Curry escape on next gen. He came out at a time where it felt like he was able to get blow-bys against anybody on current gen with the burst, or on next gen with the Curry escape. I mean, yeah, he was tough for his time. Definitely was the best at his position when he came out. I gotta give him S tier. He was good. His jump shot could be a little 50, but it wasn't awful. But for the time, he's gotta be S tier. Made a ton of 250k lineups. And now we got this Moments LeBron. I don't really remember getting this card. I'm pretty sure he was just like a downgraded version. I think, how many Moments cards did he get? Just this one? I think this one, yeah, I think they gave this one like normal dribble sigs or something after the Inferno one was already out. I don't know. We'll just put him in D tier because he wasn't doing too much. Sapphire LeBron Evo. I don't really know how he turns out when he's Evo'd. I doubt I did it, or Dale did it even on my account. But we'll put him in C tier. I don't know. Yeah, he just can't be thrown down with this junk because, I mean, maybe he evoed up to be decent. No, because he came out pretty late. I don't know. Well, he's fine in C. C's where he belongs. Okay. And now we got the out of position point guard center LeBron. He was good. We'll put him in like B tier. He came at a point where there was already a lot of point guards to choose from. He already had a fan favorites opal, or I'm sorry, dark matter, and yeah, he just wasn't anything all that crazy, honestly. Like, compared to the other fan favorites one, he wasn't that much better. You already had cards like Ben Simmons in the game, so yeah, he just wasn't anything too nuts. Fan favorites though. I think we can go fan favorites and he's got to be B tier because even then he came out with Thawne. And Thawne was honestly the better card. So yeah, he just got to be B tier for fan favorites as well. And to get these in the, we'll try and get these in proper order too. I think fan favorites has to go a little bit in front of the out of position because he came out earlier and wasn't much worse. And now we have Invincible LeBron. I think he's got to go S tier based on the fact that he was the first LeBron that got XM base, which is just crazy to even think about. I wonder if they're gonna continue to do that. Like next year in Endgame, will they give LeBron XM base, or will they pick a different like all-star type player like Giannis to soup their base on? I don't know. I really don't know. But I think that kind of threw everyone for a loop. I mean, it would have been one thing to change his jump shot to something that could like shoot out the corners. Maybe it was a quicker. But XM base is the best jump shot on next gen to me, and is very, very good on current compared to LeBron James base. So it was just wild that he got XM base. And then we'll put the Team USA one in A because I love this Team USA one, and it's the one I run right now even. But it wasn't a shock because we already had a LeBron with XM base at this point, but his price was pretty low. So it kind of tempts me to put him in S tier, but we'll leave him in A. I think that's fair. For GOAT LeBron, obviously this is probably the only LeBron on this list that I haven't had at some point on my team. Man, I don't know where to rank him. I haven't used him yet, obviously, but I can totally understand from using these cards exactly what he would play like. We'll just put him in B tier because I really don't think that he would give you that much more, even at the point guard position, with the amount of players we have in the game now that are huge that you can run alongside him no matter what position you put him at. I just don't think there's a huge difference from even the Team USA or the Looney Tunes one, which I'm also going to put in here because at this point, you know, we're talking about our third and fourth XM Braun. These one's an Invincible, the other one has 50 Hoff badges. They're going to get the job done, and it's just later into the year, which means that they're a little bit less hyped. Another free agent Braun, I don't know, but he's got to go D tier. This point guard free agent LeBron, I guess we can chuck into C tier. If you were crazy enough to stack a bunch of badges and then plaster him on this card right once he came out and run him at point guard, you might have been on to something. I don't know. He was definitely bare on the Hoff badges, but I mean, it was a current series card that could play point guard for LeBron, and it was the first point guard LeBron we saw all year, just meaning he's slightly above D tier. Heat check, gotta be D tier. Diamond Current Series 2, they had this one listed at point guard in like December, but they changed it, and for that reason, he's got to be D tier. This is Sapphire LeBron that they gave away for the weekend that they did limited, where you had to be a teammate of Jimmy Butler or LeBron at some point in your career to play. And I thought that was a cool weekend. I thought that was super, super cool. Pretty you know, specific with the limited requirements. We don't see that too often anymore. So for that reason, I'm gonna give him like B tier. The card wasn't useful at all, but they gave away a locker code that gave you Jimmy or LeBron because you needed those on your team for limited that weekend. And you know, just because he caused that limited weekend alone, he's gonna be B tier. Card wasn't good though. Purple LeBron from the start of the year. I don't know. I didn't use this card at all. My day one squad had like Paul George at small forward, and my power forward was, I don't remember. But it was somebody better than LeBron, and considering that I didn't feel like he was best at his position even on day one, he's gonna have to be like C tier. But this finals LeBron for the last card I like, because this card was tough. He might have to be S tier. For his time, this card was tough, man. Like during that first 250k qualifier, people ran this LeBron. They had an extra badge or two on him, you know, with a shoe, and he was going to work. So I think, as bad as I want to put him into S tier, I don't think you can put him in the same tier as the Inferno one or the Invincible one. So we'll put him in like A, because for his time, he was good. And that's it. That's the LeBron James of 2K21 tier list. Now, the one thing you notice about S tier, it was the first LeBron that has Pro 2 and the first LeBron that has Dante X and base. I think those were the two biggest, scariest things they added on to LeBron at any point this year, and the biggest jumps up from the previous cards. And for that reason, they're able to get S tier. And then the A tier is just two cards that were definitely in the meta for decent amount of periods of time, and you could get for the right price. And then, you know, everything from B tier down just doesn't really, you know, do too much for me. So anyways guys, I appreciate it watching. I'm out.